Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJNTV Insiders.
He's a Wisconsin boy turned Minnesotan. Wissota is a bass music producer and DJ. His outstanding production skills have landed him releases on Project Allout, Good Street, OPM, and Riddler Records. His impeccable track selection and well-refined mixing abilities makes him an act you do not want to miss live. His style, representing the sounds of past and present, really come through in his efforts as an artist. And this artist has a new world of unreleased sounds in production for festival season you're not going to want to miss. Today we chat genre bending, his Wednesday nights, and much, much more. Erik, thank you so much for joining us today on the DJ Spotlight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. So I've been following your journey for a while. I was really feeling a lot of UK garage and bass house, and then Tony Fuel.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, and he's like, "Man, you gotta check out this dude." And I'm like, "Yep, yeah, this guy is just slaying it." So tell us a bit about your journey, how you got into music, and how it kind of led you to where you are today in your production and music release.
Oh yeah, definitely. I started out actually as a trance and progressive house DJ and producer. And I started out producing first and then got into DJing. And then eventually I got into the like glitch hop and funk community for a while and did some tours with that. And then I fell just totally in love with ghetto house and bass line and bass house and garage, and just kind of been going from there.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that about you, that you have been dabbling in and out of all these different genres of music. I love that you've been getting your name out on these record labels in the UK and Europe. Like, that is, to me, that is just so freaking smart, because that's where a lot of this music is so popular. I'm curious, what got you the idea to hit them up, and how did you go about that?
Basically, I was already producing a genre, and I was really into garage and bassline, and it's just it was a very niche genre at the point in time when I started producing it. And so I reached out to the labels that would be interested in that sound and just tried to connect with them. And it grew from there. I sent emails to a bunch of labels with demos, and the first one was Riddler Records was the first label that picked me up. And he's an awesome guy, and it's a great label to be a part of. And then from there, I just kind of kept working and kept growing and finding different labels that were interested.
And to kind of bring it back to, all these different kinds of music that you have been interested in. I know for me, I've been struggling with that brand identity, right? So, what happens sometimes is there's a lot of brand confusion because DJs are going all over the place with the music, but maybe that's just where they're going organically. Do you have any thoughts on, open format DJs and, trying to stay true to what music works for you? What do you think?
Yeah, I've definitely been a person that kind of loves to just do different things and find different ideas. And I've always enjoyed open format DJing. I think it's a really fun way of performing, because you don't have to necessarily be stuck in a specific style. There's definitely people who do amazing things with just specific styles, and I love that as well. But if you open up more, you can do a little bit more with playing with things. You can do more with, in terms of taking things that people are maybe familiar with and showing them in a different light. And that can be just an exciting thing, especially as the DJ. It can be a little bit more entertaining to be I'm going to take this Drake track or something and then turn it into like a baile funk track. Like you can just totally turn it on its head. And that is just an exciting thing to be able to do. But when it comes to branding, it does get a little bit tricky because people will like kind of pigeonhole you. Like it's really common for people to just kind of be like, want to put you in a category for what you're doing. But if you just work to try and get people to understand that like, you're just going to do the best you can for that show. You're going to show them the best that you possibly can for that performance.
Well, I remember stumbling across a remix that you did, Hotline Bling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I loved it. And it's, because it's interesting how a lot of us in the underground scene might not necessarily love the mainstream sounds that are going on, but the way you just brought a twist on that, now when I hear the original, I think of your tune and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to like take those songs that are popular and present them in a different way, because then you can make it playable to you and playable with the audience. So if, for instance, when I was first playing bassline and garage over here, it really wasn't that common of a genre. So you had to present it in a way that people would understand it. And so bringing in those popular tracks to get people to just kind of open up to it really helped.
Well, and you've got shows going on the regular. Subculture is one of the events that comes to mind. Can you tell us about the concept behind Subculture and what kind of music that you're bringing to those crowds, how you're branding it and getting people to repeatedly come in and support?
Yeah, so Subculture was started between me and Brian Noche from Fargo. We'd been doing a weekly over at the Pickle Parrot in Fargo, and it was kind of just, we were doing our own thing with bringing in our local artists and everything, and then we kind of outgrew that venue and moved to the aquarium in Fargo. And when we moved to the aquarium, we were able to open up our sound and do a lot more with artists that wouldn't be like necessarily typical for a bar crowd. So we were able to open it up more to our house DJs, techno DJs, drum and bass music. We've definitely been booking a lot more bass music lately and deep dubstep artists. And we've had everything from international headliners to regional artists. And it's just exciting to be able to bring that to Fargo. So, well, the Fargo music scene has actually it's been a very strong electronic music scene as long as I've ever been a part of it. And since before I was a part of it, it was a huge scene. And now it's grown so much more, and there's so many different options, so many new promoters coming into the space. It's definitely, it made it easier for us to kind of find our niche and like find that like specific area we wanted to go into, because now it's more open and available to people.
Yeah. So do you find bars are more open to having electronic music acts come in, or have?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely changed in the past couple of years. It's definitely bars they're really open to the idea of it because they know now that it draws people in, and they've seen the crowds that come to these shows, and it's grown so much.
Nice. So what are your thoughts on DJs, and do they need to be making music and throwing parties? Like, how can it be growing that community? What does that look like?
It can be anything from finding a group of friends and playing at each other's houses, and just, it's all about finding that group of people with that similar interest and bringing them together in some form. Reaching out into the community, finding where your space can be. I know when I first came in, my goal was to reach into the college community because I was living at a university at that point in time and going to school. So I started trying to create campus events centered around music. And then that kind of developed and grew. And I think that's really just what it's about, is just finding a group of people and finding where you fit in.
So to end off this interview, was there anything that you've got coming up that you're really excited about that you want people to know? Events, music, mixes, podcasts?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have a release coming out May 17th on Spaced, which is a UK label as well. I also am going to be at Further Festival this year. I'm going to be at Emotion Festival and Earth Rhythm. So it's going to be a really great festival season. I've been working really diligently on some new sound, some new material for that. I've been diving a lot into the 160 footwork kind of space, some jungly stuff. So I'm definitely really excited to see where it all goes this year. So.
Well, we're excited to watch that journey. I'm super stoked to get to party with you at Emotion this year.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I've heard great things about the festival, and I'm just excited to be there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And just watching your journey has been really inspiring for me. So thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing this. It really means a lot. For the rest of y'all that are tuned into the episode today, was there anything that Erik said that really stood out to you? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure you go check out his music. We're going to have links for you. It's party music, so definitely go check it out. And as always, don't let no one kill your vibes.